And hello everyone, this is Kyle Ott of for Draftradio, bringing you yet another wonderful piece of Cons of Tarkir. And I'm just going to double check to make sure the software is working, and it is. Lovely. Got a nice little ghost silhouette. And we've got a pretty weak pack to start us off with. There's a Jeskai Student, Windswept Teeth, Dead Drop, I guess. I think the best card in the pack is Opulent Palace, and that's what I think we'll be taking. Gonna get a little bit of mana fixing. Apparently it's really important to take, and early on in the draft I don't mind nabbing it. It is a little awkward that we open a Arc Lightning, a Master of the Way, and a Debilitating Injuries, however, as all three of those are incredible cards, as is Bring Low, which is good. I mean, if I take the Debilitating Injury, it certainly goes better with the Opulent Palace that I've just taken. However, Arc Lightning, I think, is a stronger card than Debilitating Injury. I think Master of the Way is also stronger as well. But I'll take Debilitating Injury. I'll try and stay consistent. Consistency is always good. As is a Sultai Soothsayer. This is one of those gold cards that you definitely are willing to go into an archetype for. Now, granted, there is a kill shot, but Sultai Soothsayer is just such great board control, or I should say deck manipulation, and it has a decent body to go with it, so we're going to pick up this. The next best card is probably the Dismal Blackwater and then Temur Charger. Well, for us anyway. Kill shot is the second best card in the pack, obviously. Always got to stick with that high value removal. Ooh, now this is an interesting one for us. Rakshasa's Secret is a card that has just impressed me so much in this draft format, both because it enables Delve and honestly getting that incidental advantage, plus being able to hammer your opponent's hand is just such a sweet thing. Abomination of Goodle has been a huge threat every time I've seen it resolve against me. There's also a Force Away in this pack and a Polluted Delta, so all just really good stuff. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and nab this Force Away. It's going to give me a little bit more board manipulation. Hopefully we'll wheel maybe this Longshot Squad or an Archer's Parapet, or a Rakshasa Secret. It'd be nice to see. If we wheel Abomination or Delta, I'll be really, really stoked, but I doubt that we will. So we'll grab the Force Away. Alright, now we can grab Set Adrift, which is definitely really good. However, that's a really late Winter Flame. And Grixis isn't necessarily an archetype, but I mean, Opulent Palace, we could treat. If we do decide to go play Grixis, we could just play Opulent Palace as a black-blue split land. Winter Flame is really strong. I'm going to take Winter Flame here. You know, if we wind up playing Grixis, we wind up playing Grixis. But, sadly, this is all really good. Feat of Resistance is the best card in this pack, followed closely by Savage Punch, and then I guess Salt Road Patrol, or Ifrit Weapon Master. But I'll take Glacial Stalker here. It's nice having a good critical mass of morph creatures, and 6 mana for a 4/5 is not all that terrible. Ooh, there's a Monastery Flock, which I like. We are a little creature light, but not as much as I like Bitter Revelation. This card impresses me every single time that I play it. Digging for 4 cards and only paying 2 life, and it enables your delve spells. You can't go wrong with Bitter Revelation. So I will happily play Bitter Revelation and smile. Well, it's looking like that Winter Flame was the only thing that we really saw worth trying to make Grixis happen. We're going to take a Sagu Archer here and pad our creature total a little bit. Snowhorn Rider and Abzan Guide are both fine as well, but Sagu Archer is what we'll be taking. And then we can always splash red for the glacial flame, or Winter Flame. Sorry, if we find like a not a Jeskai banner. If we find like a blue-red split land or a black-red split land, I wouldn't mind putting one of those in the deck and a mountain and splashing for this. Maybe that Master of the Way will come around, although I doubt it. People don't seem to be too enthusiastic about drafting Jeskai, and I don't necessarily blame them. The archetype seems pretty fragile, but we've got some good stuff. I mean, the Debilitating Injury is nice. The Opulent Palace, the Soothsayer, Force Away is good. The Bitter Revelation is fine. 2 Morph Creatures is okay. If we wind up splashing for Winter Flame is very good. I think I would need more red removal to commit to a highly aggressive red splash, but that's okay as well. We'll see what's happening. I mean, yeah, I do like Glacial Stalker. I noticed, too, that people are running a much higher creature density in this format, and I think that's largely due to Morph. So actually prioritizing 2-drops seems pretty important. So I really hope that we wheel the towers, the 2-mana 0/5 that has a relevant off-color ability for us. You know, I mean, if we don't, we don't. But I could take Shambling Attendants, or I could just grab Windswept Teeth, use it to fetch for Forest and thin out our deck. Is there anything in white that I really want to splash for? I mean, I guess if we get the Kill Shot. Sorry, not Avenging Arrow. Kill Shot. Let's call it what it is. It's Rebuke. But also, I'm Shambling Attendants is pretty bad. It's about 1 or 2 mana above where it needs to be. So, well, we do get a Sultai banner or a Highland game. I'm actually going to take the Highland game. Again, it's important to prioritize your 2-drops in a set where a lot of people are playing 3-mana 2/2s, and I'm sure to get a banner later on. Again, grabbing a Highland game, although Awaken the Bear is a powerful card. But want to make sure my 2-drop game is strong. Ooh, we did get the Archer's Parapet, but we also wield the Delta, and I think the Delta is what I'll take. Now that we've got those 2 Highland games shoring up my 2-drop slot, we'll grab War Behemoth here, because I can actually play it as a relevant morph card, and Weave Fate is a sweet, sweet 15th wheel. Yeah, doing pretty good so far, I think, on the picks. I think the deck is shaping out to be nice. If we see like a Kill Shot or something, we can always splash for it. I don't mind that at all. This splashing for Winterflame is looking pretty weak, but we'll hide those 3 cards. Right now we've got 4, 8, 11 playables already. Feeling pretty strong about that. Yeah, feeling happy. This is the first time I've played Sultai, so I think we're looking for some Rakshasa's secrets. Certainly, I would like to be base green-black if we can, and then sort of get blue for my Force Away and my Weave Fate. And then if I'm base green-black, it would make using Windswept Teeth a little bit easier to get that white removal that we want. What else are we looking for? Abominations of Goodle would be sweet. I would be very happy to see those Rakshasa secrets that I mentioned. Taigam Scheming seems pretty useless, I will say. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure Taigam Scheming is okay, but every time people have played it against me, it's been like they waste their turn trying to manipulate for something, and then they play one big spell, and if you have any way to get around that, you do well. You're doing okay. Scout the Borders, I think, is probably a better card to put more stuff into your yard. Who's taking so long? All right, we're on to the next pack, folks. Oh, there's a Herald of Anafenza. Man, that sucks. That card's insane. I think getting a strong mana base seems to be what Sultai is all about. Making sure that you have perfect mana, you can play all your stuff early and often. Because I feel like with this deck is so, like, the Sultai decks are so strong unless you stumble. And if you stumble, you're in big trouble. We'll take Mystic of the Hidden Way. Probably the best card in the pack, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I mean, Treasure Cruise is fine, as is Secret Plans. I mean, Secret Plans is cool, but we've only got 1, 2 cards with Morph. I guess we could take this and build around it. That would be kind of sweet, but as this is my first foray into Sultai, I don't think I necessarily want to try that. I'll take the Mystic of the Hidden Way, which is always going to be good for us. Consistently good card. I actually lost to this guy twice in one FNM. That was embarrassing. This guy's sweet, though. Mystic of the Hidden Way is very strong, as are the 2 Opulent Palaces and the Polluted Delta. On the plus side, our mana base is really nice. Like, we don't have to worry about picking up banners now at this point. I mean, if I could swing one more tap land, that would be awesome, and I will happily do that, but alright, so we did actually get a way to reach out and touch people. We got a Throttle, and that's going to be what we're grabbing. Woolly Loxodon, by the way, is another card that has impressed me with just how useful it actually turns out to be. A lot of times people underrate this guy, but man, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But we're taking the Throttle. Throttle is good. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 ways to reach out and touch people. I like that. I definitely like that. We're looking good. We've got solid morph guys, a little bit of deck manipulation with the Weave Fate and the Bitter Revelation. We've got ways to reach out and touch people. We've got some mana fixing. So far, so good. Now we could take the Savage Punch, or we could take Death Frenzy. Death Frenzy seems pretty sweet. I mean, in a set full of morphs, this seems really good to buy us time. So yeah, we'll take Death Frenzy. There's a Monastery Flock too, but man, Death Frenzy is a blowout if we can get it. That's sweet, yeah. Death Frenzy's cool. I haven't seen anything that would make Windswept Heath playable in the deck. Haven't seen any kill shots. Haven't seen anything remotely white splashable. Hopefully we'll get a couple more creatures. Or a second Polluted Delta. That's a sweet card for us. Although there's a Scaldkin that we could grab, there's also a Thornwood Falls. I'm not going to take a second Weave Fate, as we already have plenty of ways to manipulate the board. I think I will take a Woolly Loxodon, though, actually. Well, it's between Loxodon and Delta, and my thought process is this. The Delta frees up our mana even more if we decide to go base blue-black, but the Loxodon gives us a potential finisher, and it's a poor man's finisher, but it's definitely a finisher, and something that I wouldn't mind having. Scaldkin is good, too, because it gives us a flyer. I'll just take the Polluted Delta. Always go mana. Mana seems to be the guiding light of this format, so definitely going to try and make sure my mana base is as strong as possible. Plus, Polluted Deltas are actually going to take stuff out of our deck, which is really nice. So the pick for us now, I think, is going to be between... I don't think Dig Through Time is what my deck wants to do. I don't have any like super bombs that I'm going to tutor for, but there is a Force Away and there is a Dragon's Eye Savants. I'm probably going to take the Savants here over the Force Away. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to reach out and grab people. Whereas I only have 1, 2 2-drops, and this is also a potential 3-drop as well. So I'll take the Dragon's Eye Savants. Shore up our early game, make sure it looks strong. Ooh, Sultai Flare is very good, though. The pick is between Sultai Flare and Rite of the Serpent, and because I did well and managed to pick up some good stuff to manipulate the board, I can take a Sultai Flare. Very impressive 4-drop. One of those 4-drops, it's like, hey, you got to deal with me immediately. So, very happy to see him. Even happier to see Monastery Flock, although there is also a Thornwood Falls. So that is an interesting pick for us. My mana seems pretty good. I'm going to go with the Monastery Flock here, guys. As much as I like having split lands, we need some creatures at this point. So, ooh, and we did get a Scout the Border for us, which is going to be really sweet. Hopefully we'll grab some awesome Delve cards in the third pack. Very happy to see that. Ooh, and a Secret Plans as well. Excellent. Secret Plans to go with our 1, 2, lots of morph guys. I'm going to take this Dismal Blackwater before I start counting up my morph guys. They can auto-pick here. I don't really care what it does. Although I guess I should take the Abzan banner on the off chance there's like a white card I want to splash for. Defiant Strike is fine. But actually, Secret Plans works pretty well with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 morph creatures. I mean, if we get a critical mass of morph creatures, I could see myself running Secret Plans and being pretty happy about it. If we don't get any Delve stuff, maybe we get like another Secret Plans, and then we could just make a deck full of morph guys. I mean, having a 2/3 and then being able to like draw cards off that stuff seems pretty nice. I ran this in a deck because I was short on playables. I played Teamer in the last tournament that I did, and I wound up a little bit burned because I ran only 6 morph guys. So maybe I don't want 6 morph guys. Okay, so at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put any number of them on into your graveyard, and the rest back on the top of your library in any order. Huh. So it's deck manipulation. I can like get rid of land and stuff. Well, that seems pretty good. But there's also a Rakshasa Secret, which I kind of want. And there's a Treasure Cruise, which seems okay. We'll take the Sultai Ascendancy. Why not, right? Try something cool and ambitious. I don't mind that so much. I will take a Hooting Mandrill here. It does make running Scout the Borders and Sultai Ascendancy a little bit better for us. Plus, it's a nice little finisher. The other option would be Cancel or Treasure Cruise. Alright, so now we've got some good creatures. Scout the Borders is going to help us out a little bit. Our early game is actually pretty strong thanks to these Dragon's Eye Savants and then 2 Highland games. We're looking for basically big flyers. Abominations of Goodle would be sweet to see. I would love to see some kill spells. Savage Punch is fine. I'm going to take Scaldkin, though. Get some flyers. Start my air game. Sultai Flare is very good for our deck. But it's this choice between Sultai Flare or Rite of the Serpent. And I think I actually have to take Rite of the Serpent here and get a little bit more removal. Alright, so I think we're good on the removal front. Now just to find ourselves some big creatures. That's going to be really nice. Very nice. And guys, as always, if I'm going too quickly for you, or if you feel like I should be going slower and explaining the picks a little bit more, please let me know in the comment section of the video. I would greatly appreciate that. The last thing I want to do is make you guys feel like I'm not doing the best thing that I can be doing, which is, you know, making good picks and making a good deck for you guys to watch play. But so far, so good. I think this is going all right. We're going a little more on the atypical route of things. There's not as much Delve in here, but there's quite a bit of Morph. Kintree Warden is pretty sweet, as is Roar of the Challenge, although we only have one creature with power 4 or greater, so I think it's not as good for us. I'm happy taking another Glacial Stalker here. Shoring up our creature base, making sure everything's looking good. I don't think I'm actually going to play a second Scout the Border. It makes me sad. There really wasn't... I mean, like, the only good Delve cards I saw were Treasure Cruises, and we really aren't like that. We really already have a strong amount of deck manipulation. I'll take the Wetland Sandbar, though. Get myself another 2-drop. Ooh, and the Sultai Soothsayer, number 2, you say. Or a Hooting Mandrills. I think the Mandrills is good, right? No, Soothsayer's better. Soothsayer lets us dig for our removal when we need it, so that's what we'll grab. I mean, the Glacial Stalkers, too, can be finishers for us. Again, poor man's finishers, but still finishers. Maybe this is just going to be like the Uber Morph deck from hell. I mean, like, Sultai Ascendancy then just doesn't become stuff to enable our Delve cards. It's like, just, hey, enable your Morph stuff. And then I could run War Behemoth and Windswept Heath. Just to get the incidental advantage of flipping the Behemoth for stuff. That seems shoddy. Although I could just run Heath just to make sure that I get a Forest out of the deck. Nah, that seems bad too. Oh, wow, and another Sultai Flare? Heck yes, please. I mean, Monastery Flock's fine, but Flare is really good in our deck. Both because it's a 4-mana 3/4, and plus if like it dies, we get good stuff. Rakshasa's Secret's going to be what we're taking. We've already got plenty of library manipulation, and Rakshasa's Secret is very good for us. It's going to get that Hooting Mandrill on board. Plus, honestly, guys, Rakshasa's Secret, in a set where people leave up mana a lot to flip their Morph guys, this card's actually really good. So, that's why we're running it. I'm actually not going to run Scout the Borders, I don't think. I think I'm very happy not running Scout the Borders. Scaldkin is a little awkward, though, without its off-color ability, but that's okay. Could be infinitely worse. It's 2 Sultai Soothsayers, though, getting us that deck manipulation. If we get another Hooting Mandrills, that'd be cool. Probably should start thinking about what I want to cut. I could probably cut a Sandbar and a Scaldkin, maybe. Although I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my picks were land. Which is fine. It's certainly okay. It's looking like we're going to be green-blue, actually, which is awesome because that means that the deltas can fetch the black land that we need. It's really great, actually. Yeah, so what are we hoping to wheel? Maybe if that the second Rite of the Serpent comes around, I will happily grab that. But Secret Plan seems really nice when you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... What? No. What the heck? Hold up now. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some love in it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we only have 5. So maybe I won't be running... maybe I won't be running Hidden Plans. Well, this is our 6th Morph creature. Although we could take Kero Dreadmaw, but I'm actually happy grabbing a Morph creature. I could splash for Weave Fate. I'm not going to play Weave Fate. I'll just take Bringlow. Generally, again, I don't like hate drafting, but... Ooh, and Singing Bell Strike's actually pretty sweet for us. Helps us get rid of those pesky aggressive decks. They want to spend their mana playing creatures, not untapping the ones that are already out there. So, and actually, we are a little, no we're not, because we've got Death Frenzy, Throttle, Force Away, Debilitating Injury, and then Rite of the Serpent. So we already have 5 ways to reach out and touch people. So I could always cut Debilitating Strike. Roar of the Challenge is fine. We might play it, we might not. Actually, Rotting Mastodon seems fine as well. Certainly synergizes well with our Sultai Flare. Alright, so we lack any really strong bombs, but I think all in all, the ability of our deck seems decent. Alright, folks, now let's figure out what it is we want to cut in this bad boy, and we'll be off to the races, as per the usual. Alright, so we've got 17, 21, 25, 27, or 22, no, it's 21, 25, 28. So we got to cut 5 cards, that seems reasonable. 5 cards seems very reasonable. Well, we're going to cut the Singing Bell Strike because, you know, really don't need Singing Bell Strike all that much. As I said before, it's more or less something you use against aggressive decks. If we decide that we need it, we can always side it back in. I'm going to leave up Force Away, Throttle, and Weave Fate. These all seem good. Our sorceries seem fine, as do our lands. I need a companion. And do I have secret plans? Do I have enough morph to justify running secret plans? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them? Yeah, that seems okay. I'll try it. I mean, honestly, Singing Bell Strike is probably the safer pick. But, I mean, you know. I will cut this Rotting Mastodon. That doesn't seem all that powerful for us. I will also cut Wetland Sandbar. As those guys don't seem to do too much. I mean, if I really need to side in Rotting Mastodon or Wetland Sandbar, I will. But as of right now, I doubt that I absolutely need those things. Okay, so that brings us to 15, 19... blah, 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 22, 25, so I have to cut 2 more cards. I need a companion. And I don't know what it's doing. It's kind of annoying. It's like the data from the site is not being super helpful here. 22, 20, 19, 22, 25. So we only have to cut 2 more cards. All right, I'm loath to go below 15 creatures, but I think I can. I think I can cut 1 more guy and feel pretty comfortable about it. I guess I could probably cut one of my glacial. Nah, I'll probably just cut Kintry Warden. It doesn't seem all that useful in my deck. So then that cuts 1, and then all I have to do is cut 1 more card, and that brings us to a balmy 23 cards. And which one do I want to cut? I think the choice for us is actually going to be between cutting Secret Plans and then cutting nothing else. All of this stuff seems pretty good. I kind of want to keep Secret Plans though. I want to try it. I guess with 2 Sultai Soothsayers, I really don't need Weave Fate. Well, let's try Weave Fate then. Writing down my sideboard, always important. Yeah, no, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try the incredible Secret Plans deck. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Either way, we're going to have some fun here, folks. 18, 21, 23, perfect. We got ourselves a 23 card deck. Super playable. Very happy about that. Let's go and export this, obviously. Hello, everyone, for that. That was really lovely. Dead Jank Society, which performed admirably for us last time. You guys should definitely check that one out if you haven't yet. Another Abzan deck. We did very, very well with that one in the last recording. Jank Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Let me spell it. Yes! Awesome. We barely got there in terms of how many characters we're allowed to have in our draft deck name. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Am I right? Doing the best we can. Alright, folks. I'm going to go plug in the sideboard. I'm going to add some lands, and I will see all of you fine people in round 1.